Can you check now? I think it's on now, maybe. Can you hear yourself though? I mean, yours is the most important, that's a must. Oh man. How do I do this? Try now, Edu.
Yes,
Morning, boys. It's race
I'm.
day.
Yes, my voice is visible. It's audible now. Perfect.
Okay, great. It's up to you, Edu, now. So, good luck with the commentary.
Perfect. Okay, welcome everyone to this round three of SSC Championship at Spa, and the weather looks quite wet. What are we expecting in for the weather today? It looks like a wet race. And how long before we start the race, Venki? Then
So, the race starts at in like 3 minutes. So, this the first stint is going to be about like 75 minutes, roughly 1 hour, 15 minutes, and
hmm
it's all going to be wet, I guess. Depends. Like, there is some reduction in rain towards the end of the stint, but otherwise, it's straightforward rain, wet stint altogether for them.
it looks quite exciting. It looks like a pretty wet stint one. So all the racers here today joining us. We wish you all the best, and let's have a clean race. We have also Akash in the chat. Anything, Akash, you want to share about the race? Any expectations? Absolutely. Let's. Is this the YouTube link already shared also in our chat? Let me do that right now so that we could have more participants, more people would be able to join our stream. And here we go. We are at lap one. So Hershey is starting P1, followed by Wilderness Monk, and then Homeland and P3. Guts but no brain. P4, Michael is P5. Gandhi is P6. Enchanted Man P7. King IGD P8. Here we go. So we have also got it in P9, Mr. Cool in P10. I do not know who is that one, but we'll find out soon in P11, then P12, and we are go. Conditions are looking really quickly, so that is on trying to catch up on to Hershey's, but it's a clean start as of now. No incidents so far.
I mean, we do have heavy damage, so everyone has to stay careful because they can get a lot of damage on their car. It's not ideal for these conditions.
Yeah, that's even more dangerous. But I see a move happening there. Marco made a move actually. Marco or someone. I guess there was a swap in positions. Someone making brave out there in this match, which is good to watch. Yes. And he went slightly wide, and I guess he dropped the positions. Now he's racing out there with Uncharted Man, and he is now in P6 behind. That was pretty clean by them. The conditions are really bad, and the gap is 0.3 of a second to Uncharted Man and Mako. And Finch is going for a move on Guts, but no brain. Oh, that was a nice move by Mako over there. He takes it, he gets that into that back. So the conditions are pretty bad. These guys are doing a great job right now to keep it on track. And yes, with the damage heavy enable, yeah, that's very dangerous. I guess once you, oh, Michael is making another move over there. That is brave. 3 years side, and about Finch made a good move over there. He tried to capitalize on that. Marcos going bit off the racing line. Yeah, that is an interesting battle right now. There, position 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Andy is also closing in on them, so it could be a 4-way battle now. That is pretty brave at the start of the race. Come on, guys, we have a long race. You don't have to risk it all right now. Remember the damage heavy. Poof. There's contact. Michael drops to P7, and guys, we have some feedback in the chat. It seems like the game sound is more louder than the commentary. If you also look in that, try to manage this. Would be nice. Thank you for the feedback, guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the chat.
So, Vedu, we might have to have an interruption because I think we have a race restart in our hands. We have a disconnection within like the first lap, so.
Okay. Yes, technical issues, but it's better to sort them out. It says there was a disconnection, guys, and we will have to restart the race. I mean, it's okay because we are at the lap 1, and since everyone has put in so many efforts, I think it's only fair that we give them another chance for the race. Anyway, I think we'll start soon, so hang in there. We are waiting for the participant to join back now in the lobby. There was a disconnection, and as far as I know from the organizers, we do have a restart process in case if someone disconnects during lap 1. So while that's in progress, feel free to drop into the chat, ask some questions. So yes, it was a good lap, but since it was already confirmed by the organizers, we do have a restart process in place. The in-game sound, yes. I guess it's the race background music. You can turn it off. Yeah, that is off. Guys, do keep your feedback coming in, and do let us know if the voice is proper so that you can hear the commentary properly. Akash, Venki, is it better? Can you hear my voice now? Yeah. Now, is it better? Can you hear my voice better in the replay? Or do we still have any in-game music? Thank you guys for the feedback, and keep dropping in those questions. Like, tell us what you expect in this race today. Who do you think are the top spec guys for this race? Who is going to, end up on the podium? Feel free to drop in whatever impressions you have about the race, so that we can make the comms even more exciting. So, Venki, another question: are we able to join? Is the participant able to join now? Will be able to.
I'm still waiting for them to join. I've asked them.
Mhm.
So we can, we don't have to wait too long because we have a schedule to
Mhm.
keep up and we can't be like waiting too
True.
long for everyone to join.
Oh, rooting for Monk. Yeah, Monk is P2. Yeah, it seems like he's in a good position there. So let's see if there's a podium expected for their team. But yes, this is a long race. We have another stint also. Just a few minutes, guys. We will not wait too long now because we also have a schedule to keep up with. So we'll be starting soon. Just waiting for the Venki to give the go ahead now. Oh, a BMW P1, P2, P3. That's pretty good expectation. Let's keep our finger crossed. So this will be our second restart. Yes, race director. Or do we have any more restarts after that? How many restarts do you allow in this championship?
So within the first 5 minutes, we do have one restart. There might be another restart in case if someone, like if the host for our race is Ench. So if he DCs, we might have to, we'd have no choice but to restart. But it will be reduced number of laps and all that. So,
Okay.
but otherwise, like after 50%, we don't have a restart. They get to like continue based on the gaps if we can find them, or they can continue from the same grid order as the first race, and we'll directly translate to the next stint.
Mm-hmm.
Because like after 50% of each stint, it's a lot of logistics to continue racing.
Yeah. Plus, they do have the other stint. Yes, I guess maybe the results may still be a factor, but yes, their team can still participate in the second stint. I guess. Yeah. Much stress than my graduate exam. Definitely. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, definitely stressful out there. The weather is looking pretty damp out there, and it's pretty difficult to hold that car and race. But we saw some good moves in the start of the lap, and I'm expecting some good moves coming up now. Yes, indeed, we were waiting for a person to join. There was a disconnect, guys, and we had our restart process, which we had to follow, as mentioned by the organizers. So, as the race director just has mentioned, now we are starting in 5. The races are still on track. Maybe we can just check who is managing the car better on track. Venki, you could just maybe go to the car on the track. So we are starting in 5, as mentioned, and you can see how damp it is out there. The track is really good about the condition. Looks pretty good. So I guess Marco started a lap of 245. Usually on a dry stint, this would be around 260 or 270. you can see the difference in the time right now. So eventually that's still not too bad. Let's use this time to correct the thing, to tweak the engine and race the bus for it. Thank you. If you can hear me. It's probably also because of the POV voice, guys. Once we change to different modes, I think the voice will be better. And as the race director mentioned, we are starting the race now. So here we go. Five more seconds. Five more seconds. And let's stick on to someone. Let's stick on Wildest Monk, maybe. This director. We can see how he starts. He's P2 right now. We are starting now, and we are a go. So. That's a nice exit. Is trying to catch up onto him. I think she was a bit slowed out there, and Monk is making good pace. He's getting down that time, so he's going to. And is he going to make a move? Is he going to be brave out there? That's pretty wise. And Hershey tried to cover it well. He went on the inside and he covered it. And pretty good racing out there. Everyone is managing to keep it on track so far. No incidents so far, which is good. There's a move by Mako. There's some racing out there between positions P3 and P4. We could see a move from Mako soon. He was trying to look into the inside. Let's go to push. Yes, let's go. So P3 and he goes slightly wide. That BMW is a bit of a car to handle out there, but he's doing a good job. He dropped quite some places. Oh, there's an incident, and I guess Homeland just spun out over there. He lost quite some places. So that's not the best for Porsche, but they have a lot of time and they could recover. And we have a penalty for Dominic. Okay, P4 is now by Bundy and then P5 Guts but no break. So they made some good places out there. Homelander is in P6 now after that spin. And we have Hershey and Wildmouth still leading the race. Mako is now quite onto Wildest Monk still, so he is catching them as well.
So, Vedu, I'm gonna give you like a small bit of info here. So, as you saw, the incident that had happened, right? And we did have like two cars calling out red and all. Red means like that's a way for them to call out for the safety car. And since this is a situation where the two teams that called red were from the same team and it didn't meet our conditions, there won't be a virtual safety car for this call.
Interesting. Interesting. So we do have virtual safety car there. The weather looks quite treacherous, so we may see a safety car once, but then thanks for the clarification, Venki, and that looks pretty good initiative. The cars look pretty good right now. So Mako is closing in on Monk, is getting super close now. He was looking for a move over there, handling the car really well. I think we could see some battle happening, and while Monk trying to close onto that full gap, but still, Mako is trying to, and he makes a move. He makes a move on Mildest Monk, and Mildest Monk is now in P3. Mako is in P2, and he is going after Hirsch's next. But we could see some swap again between P3 and P4. Wildest Monk is in pressure from Bandi now, who is in P4. We could see some more action over here. Gaps are settling, but yeah, this looks like a good battle for P2. So let's maybe go down a bit to the grid there, Venki, so we could see some more racers, what is happening. Okay, P5 is Homelander in Chartered Man in P6, Gus but no brain P7, Dominic is in P8, King IGDP is 9, Corbett in P10, Vishal in P11, Dan in P12. So some racing happening over there, P10 and P11. Vishal is going for a move, slight contact, but I guess they kept it clean. And yeah, the BMW drops her position and Vishal made it through. And even Dan is chasing Vishal now. So Corbett dropped 2 positions, is in now P12. Mr. Pool is following Dan in P13. So can we see another move from Dan over here? Corbett is dropping places over there. That's not good for the BMW, but yes, Mako is also making positions up in the grid. So P11, P12, P13 is A, and P14 Mr. Cool, and then we have Govan Velos in P15. He's also driving for AMG. Hershey is still good, and we see the gaps coming down a bit now, 2.4, 2.7, okay. Still about the same, but there is a battle for P2, 3, and 4. These guys are quite close. They are within a gap of 1 second. There is some the feedback, guys. We have some damage for Uncharted Man and Homelander because of a collision that they had previously. There's bit contact between that, but no brain and Uncharted Man again. So P6 and P7, there is a battle brewing out over the Uncharted Man has a penalty of 0.5 seconds, which is going to drop him down. This is between the Lamborghini and the Porsche. So Mako has broken up from that chain of cars. He's now following Hirsch's. Wildest Monk has dropped a bit. There is battle brewing up still for P3 and P4. Homelander in P5, Uncharted Man in P6, who's being followed by Guts but no brain. Uncharted Man will service penalty. Will we see him drop a position now? Followed by Dominic in P8. So did we see a swap between P6 and P7? I guess not. I guess Uncharted Man is keeping that place still. Yes. So the Huracan is following the push. Someone goes a bit wide there, but I guess they managed to keep it clean. that was quite some racing, and we saw some position swap around. The King IGD dropped to P11 and then moved back to P10. There's some fight going on between Dan and King IGD, and the position remained the same. Vishal Zander is in 9. He's going for Dominic. We could see a move coming up during the next straight. Let's see what happens. The camel straight. Do we see a move coming up over here? Oh, and he got, but no brain got a penalty of. Maybe he did a. So, what are the penalty settings for this race director? Is the penalty heavy? Like, what happens if you cut the track?
So we have the regular like week penalty system. I mean, there is a pit lane penalty, and it's going to be a very challenging pit lane for them to exit as well, because there's the 24-hour layout, and it starts out on the end of the pit end straight. So they'll have to climb the mountain and make sure they don't cross the pit line as well.
Yeah, true. Guts, but no brain. Yeah, that was a bit tricky exit over there, but he still gives it in, and he got a 0.5 seconds penalty. Another penalty for Homelander, who is followed by Uncharted Man. The gap between Mako and Hershey is still the same. It's about 2.5, 2.7 seconds. Monk has dropped down a bit. He's now 2.7 seconds behind P2. He's being closely followed by Bundy. So there is still a battle between P3 and P4. Can we go to P3 and P4? Maybe there's a battle there. So do we see a move coming up now? Pretty nice breaking out there by Bundy. He's trying to keep it clear and stick close to Monk. So maybe we could see a move coming up on the next channel straight if they could maintain this gap. So Guts but No Brain has dropped to P8 now, as we can see, and Bundy is trying to look over there on the inside. Yeah, that's a pretty good decision to stay back for a while. He will still be crossing this Dion now from the Urush, and then he's going to take. He could have a move. We could see a move coming up potentially on the Camel Straight. Let's stick on to this battle, guys. So, do we see a move coming for P3 and P4? Are the positions going to be swept around? 0.4, I think the gap. It is remaining steady. I don't think there will be a move particularly this lap, but maybe so. So let's swap through the order, check through the order, guys. We could see some more battles. Or who is Homelander is in P5, P6 is in Chartered Man. There is a battle over here, then Dominic and Guts but No Brain. I guess the penalty made him drop to P8, and he's being followed closely by Vishal, who quite makes a good move over there, and he is now in P8. So that's a good move by Team Lambo Company. And then we have P8, P9. Dan makes a move. I guess there was a slight wobble for Guts but No Brain, and he jumped down to 10. Did he get any damage over there? And that is interesting. He dropped quite some places over there. Probably some damage. So the gap is 1.8 seconds now. He's being chased by King IGD in P11. And we could probably see a move coming up over here. Okay, so Venki, then I have another question. How are the points scoring on the league, in the SSC league? What are the points for the top 10 guys?
So we do have like two different point system. So one is for reserved for the multi-class, and one is reserved for the like GT3s alone. So when it's multi-class, the top five have like points from 350 to 170 to like give more weightage to driving the LMP, but also at the same time penalize them if they finish fifth, because you can't be fighting with just five cars and not end up higher. And for the GT3s, usually it starts at 250 and ends at 150 points. But for this race, it starts at 270 and it goes all the way till 100. And we do have points for qualifying. So the guys who got like podium yesterday got qualifying points. And all that adds up to your like team. Like, so they're all fighting for the manufacturer stuff. As you can see, it's the Hyper Elite BMW team. And so all these manufacturers have their own teams, and they're all fighting for glory end of the day for all like classes, car categories, everything. So a lot of things to play for every single
And
driver
sorry
out
to
there.
interrupt you, Venki. We do have a swap of positions over there. Can we jump to P4 and P5? I saw some battle over there on the last Camel Straight run. Was there a swap around? No, Wireless Monk is still okay, but there was this battle for P4, P5, and P6. Enchanted Man now closing up onto this, guys. We could see interesting battle over there in the next couple of laps. So, yes, again, sorry to interrupt you, Venki. So, the constructors, could you tell us then who is leading the constructors?
So right now it's the Lambo leading. They had a great run in with GTP last week, and they're doing pretty well. Like, so, like, and you can see their Pro Am car, which is the green car which Bandi is driving right now. That's been the most high performing car in their whole team. Like, the teams carried the cars carried the whole team, if you can actually say it. And so they've been like going for glory in the Pro Am class and also overall GT3 using that car. But they do have stiff competition in like the Ferraris. As you can see, they're 1 and 3 right now, and BMWs are currently P5 in the manufacturers, and Ferrari, Porsche, and AMG, they're all like say within 10 points after two races, and so it's going to be a tight battle to see who comes out on top three.
Yeah, that's definitely super close, then. And we see some action over there. P3 and P4, they are quite close. Bundy, as you mentioned, is doing quite a good job in that Lamborghini. He's making a move on Monk. That's a very difficult place to make a
Yeah.
move.
And he
And we
has
have
two
a
cars
four-way battle.
following him as well, and the conditions seem to have been improved, so the track might be a bit dry right now.
Yes, but Bundy is going to make a move
Yeah, he's
on
gone for the
Aruj over
move.
there, and
Oh
he
my
makes
god.
a move that was brave. That was amazing move over there. Now Monk is in a lot of pressure from P5 and P6 guys. So could we see another move coming up over here? Uh, he's keeping it clean and okay, is going on the outside, but Bundy saves that on this occasion. Homelander is trying to make a move on P4 Monk now, who is also being closely followed by Enchanted Man. Enchanted Man going on the outside, but yes, he sticks it in like he still is in. He drops a few seconds back. No, he makes a move. He's now P5, so Homelander has dropped into P6 and is going for P4 Bonk, who just dropped the position. Uh, that is quite risky, guys, over there. So keep it clean. You do have damage as heavy, so remember that. Enchanted Man still maybe going for a move, and Monk keeping the gap closed. That was wise. This is pretty smart racing out there. So stay for a while. You will get your chance, but do not risk damage on that car. Pretty good racing, guys. That is really fun to watch out there. So P4, P5, P6 still locked in for a battle. We see a move coming up from Inch soon, probably. That is really close. That is really good racing out there. He also has a good sector, so Bundy did go wide out there, but he managed to save the car. P4, P5, P6. I think the track is really improving, as you said, Venki. Then Could we see some of these guys move into change to inters? Because I think some of them are still on bad tires. Oh, Enchanted Man goes wide. I think that's a penalty probably, and he also loses a position to Homelander, so who is in P5. That is really tricky out there. One bad move and you lose a position. That's really close racing. All of them P4 onwards are really stuck in this battle. Everyone is super close. This is really exciting, guys. So we have a new fastest lap by Guts, but no brain, which is 2:30. So we see the lap times are coming down now. And we saw a really amazing move from Homelander. He is now in P4. Monk will still have this chance as they're going through Arush. We could see a move coming up, 0.15, 0.2 per second. So is Monk catching up onto him? Could we see a move? I guess that was a pretty good exit for Homelander. And maybe on not this lap, but Monk would be trying to chase that P4 again in the next laps. Meanwhile, Enchanted Man and Vishal, they are having a go at it. Enchanted Man in a lot of pressure now, and Vishal is going for that P6. I could imagine the move coming up soon over here. Pretty good racing out there, guys. Please drop in your comments, your views. If you want to see your team performing, please let us know. You want us to focus on into the replay, so your feedback also helps us in your expectations. So P6, P7 still locked in a battle. Dominic is following them quite close, and we also have Guts but no brain, who has set the fastest lap. What do you think, Vanky? Would it make sense to change for inters, or do you think the rain is going to increase in intensity? We cannot hear you, race director, but maybe he's having some issues, or maybe he's on a break. But we see Wildest Monk now in P5, drop 2 positions. They are still leading P1 in the AN category, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and we have Vishal chasing Enchanted Man. So no penalties this lap. Everyone is clean out there. The ponies are slowing down the bulls. That's an amazing comment. Yes, the Ferraris are dropping down a bit right now. The Lamborghinis are making good positions. So P7, P6, that's also a battle brewing up over there. Any chance to see the back of the grid? Yes, absolutely. Let's, yes, race director, maybe we should focus on the back of the grid. We could swap back to the top guys once we have some changes in the position. But I see Govan Velos, he has moved to P13. P15 is Mr. Cool. And P14 is A. He's 35 seconds down. We still have a long race to go. So we could see some improvements. Corbett is in P12. He is being followed by the Govan Velos. Yes, there's only 1 second behind between them. Camel Straight, do we stay a move? Probably not on this stint, but in the next lap. So let's jump up then. Let's see what is happening up there. Do we see a change of positions between P4 and P5? So no, Mako is now 4 seconds, so the gap has increased a bit. Mildest Monk got a penalty. Oh, there's some action going on over there. Enchanted Man did make a move. That was a quite risky move. Monk has now dropped to P7. Vishal has moved to P6. And they are really arju-baju going over there. Vishal makes a really good move out there on the outside. And he has a 5.5 second penalty. So does Monk. So we could see some shuffling happening around because Dominic is quite close to Monk. He's 0.1 second and he's going to make a move. Does Monk has any damage or something? Because he did swap through those positions quite quickly. But we could see Dominic there, and ideally, okay, he's okay. But I think, guys, do not risk it out there. You will get your chance. Remember, there's a penalty coming up for these guys, so you will still get onto that P6. at least there would be a run, an easy battle to get P7 and P6. So Vishal served his penalty. No, he's serving it now. Dominic is making a move on Monk. So it cuts, but no brain. And yes, another Lamborghini overtakes a Ferrari. So Monk has dropped to P9. But he's still in the race. He's still battling it out there. And we have P10 King IGT, who is 2.2 seconds. Dan is now around 2 seconds behind King IGT. So he will be also catching up onto this guy soon. So Dominic and Guts, but no brain. They are going for it, going into the battle again at the start of this lap 10. And do we see a move coming? Yeah, I guess Guts, but no brain is into P7 now, followed by Dominic in P8. So the gap between Bundy and Homelander is 1 second. The gap between Mako and Bundy is 3 seconds. I think Mako probably lost some time over there. Can we head on to Mako for a while there, frankly? I want to see the gap. So the gap we know was 2.5, then it went down to 2, and now it has increased to 4 seconds. So we do see some distance building up between the guys, between the top leaders. And Bundy is also catching up onto Mako now. So we could see some racing maybe. Let's see if the conditions improve a bit on the track. But I see Bundy's with the Lamborghini is trying to catch up onto those BMW and Ferraris. The ponies have hurt their feet fighting. Probably it looks like. What is the tyre wear for this stint race director?
So we have 4x tire wear and 3x fuel wear for all 3 stints, and since it's the wet conditions, I don't think there'll be much of wear unless when the track starts drying up, and as you can see, it started raining again. So I think the rain is going to continue for a while, and you can see cars starting to suffer because of low grip once again, and we could see a change of order, like as we saw, like Uncle dropping down, right? So we can see some stuff just growing up for sure.
Yeah, we did see Bundy going slightly wide over there. He lost traction, and he's now like close to being followed by Homelander. So the Lamborghini is in a bit of a pressure now from the push. So do we see a move coming up? Probably at the next Camel Straight, we could see a move. So. We see a move. So P3, P4, they're super close, 0.2 of a second. So we could see a move. Let's stay on this battle, guys. So, it's pretty important that you stay behind over here, because on the next Camel Straight, we could get a good run through this Radion and Arush, and maybe you can make a move. But the gap is 0.5 seconds left. Maybe a bit too much for this lap around. Keep it clean, no penalties there. That was a pretty good exit for Homelander, and his 0.3 seconds. It's okay, not probably in this lap, but we could see some action in the next lap. That was a good move. Let's go to the order, guys. Let's see if there's another battle building up somewhere. So Enchanted Man is 1.7 seconds behind this battle. Vishal Chandra, who was chasing him, is now 2 seconds behind. So something happened to the Lamborghini over there. Dropped a bit. Then Guts but No Brain is 1 second behind Vishal. We could see a battle there soon. And we have Monk. He has made a move. So he's now in P8. I guess he was P9 because so he made a move on Dominic. Dominic is like 1.4 seconds, 1 second behind Monk. And we have King IGT, who is also trying to catch up onto this battle. So P10 and P11. Dan is also chasing the P10 in the Ferrari. So good. And we have Govan Velos, who is down 8 seconds, who is also trying to make up time. I guess the AMG. Then we could let's go through the order. Let's see what's happening at the back. So Corbett is 33 seconds behind the race leader. A is 14 11 seconds, and then we have Mr. Cool, who is currently P15 in the Porsche. So let's go through the order again. Let's see if the gaps have. Oh my God! And we see some amazing performance over here. So Mako has now made up those 3 seconds to 3 seconds. He's just 1.7 seconds behind Hershey's. So he found some good pace out there. Hershey's will be coming in pressure soon. And Bandy is now 7 seconds, 7.5 seconds behind Mako. So yes, so Mako was, I don't know, maybe it was the car or something. Homelander slightly losing it out there, but still managing the car on the track. So he has dropped about a second behind Bundy now, and Uncharted Man is also closing in onto them.
I think the
So
conditions are starting to affect them for sure because I think these are like heavy torrential rain. So it is definitely taking a hit on the track. And you can see the gaps increasing between the drivers.
absolutely, Ravenki. So I think that has affected the gaps quite a lot because Mako has made up a lot of places. Hershey has been affected, and we see a move that was a beautiful exit through Arouge, and Homelander is now in P3, and he's this is very beautiful racing, guys. So P4, they were reckon trying to make it, but yeah, he is now in P4, and the Porsche is in front of the Lamborghini. That was pretty good, amazing, beautiful racing of that. I think they will stick onto these positions for a while, but we see Bundy also trying to go back for that P4, P3. That's pretty amazing racing. An Uncharted Man is closing onto them in this battle. Vishal's enter P6, P7 Guts but no brain. He's followed by Monk, and we have a penalty for P7 Guts but no brain. So Monk will get that position back. Dominic behind him is also having a second penalty. So we will see some swapping around here. That was a brilliant move. So heavy torrential rains again. We see the gaps decreasing, and some people are going a bit slow. This is quite exciting, Monkey, I can tell you. Because so, is it because of the tire wear, or do you think certain manufacturers are performing better in the conditions?
I feel like there is a difference in performance for each car. Like, say, the Lambo might not have as much as grip as the other guys because they are a very sharp turning car. The Ferraris, on the other hand, do have like good fuel efficiency in their hands because they are one of the best cars with fuel out there, and we did see it in the previous races. And I think Crash makes spot for it.
So we see a swap around. There
Yeah,
was a slight contact, but all good, guys. So P7, P8, we see a swap around.
and
Dominic has managed.
so like BMWs, they might not have the best efficiency in terms of tire, like
So they run out of tires quite soon, you mean? Okay, we cannot hear you there, but someone jumped into the pits. I guess we see some pit action now. P7, P8, yeah, King IGT is into the pits. Is maybe running out of fuel for this Mercedes, so maybe we could see a tire change and also some fuel. So 13 laps. That's out for the Mercedes team in the stint. So we could see some more pits. Gorbit, I guess it was the Porsche, and they are also in the pit. No, Gorbit was in BMW. Apologies over there. So we could see some pit action in the coming laps. So Macau is down back to 2 seconds. I think he's managing his race well. Homelander and Bundy are still in for the battle. So battle for P3 is still in progress. And Chartered Man also closing into that battle. So how many when do you expect the pit window to open there, Venkita? Is it the right time? Do you think the Ferraris will stay out longer because Hershey's is already in the lead? So maybe that could serve them as a good advantage in this race, maybe. Maybe Banky is on a break, we cannot hear him, but we will get back to him. So the gap is still is being there around 2 seconds. P3, P4 is still in for the battle. So a lot of action happening around the track. Okay, and we see P8, Dan, and Dominic, the Mercedes, have now jumped into the pit. So we saw some Mercedes and we saw some BMWs. Guts but no brain. If I'm not wrong, that was Lamborghini, yes. Can we go through the guys in the pits, the race director? We have Dominic in Mercedes. We have Dr. Cohen Bellows also in another Mercedes. Then we have Uncharted Man. Guts but no brain in the Lamborghini. Uncharted Man is also in the pits for the Porsche. So we see some of these
So
guys
we did
already
have
jumping into the pit.
Ankur DC, like Monk DC during the race. I think it
Mhm.
wasn't even half the race distance covered. So we might have to check that. But I just sad for it that this happened. But,
Okay, we had a DC. Do we know who was the guy who DC'd?
Monk, it is Monk.
Oh, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah. So
We
Ferraris
could
have
maybe
just
try. Yeah, Ferraris have
because
lost a race. Yes, car.
so now you can see
Then
the fuel, like I'm guessing the fuel is starting to get off for most of the cars, even though they might have better tires, but the fuel lasts mostly about like 13 to like 15 laps based on how fuel saving they've, how much fuel saving they've done. So it's gonna be a battle of fuel saving as well in these conditions to like gain an advantage.
true, but the guys are managing well out there because we saw some of these cars, some of them jump into the pits, but some of them, like the other Lamborghinis from the other team members, they are still out there. So we could see a few more laps, maybe the Porsche, for example, or the BMWs. Maybe different strategies, but it seems like some of the guys are managing it better. So we see. Let's go through the gaps again. Let's cycle through the gaps. We have Bundy and Homelander still in the battle, and we see some more pit action. So P3 has jumped in, P2 has jumped in into the pits. We can see an undercut happening maybe on Hershey's over there. The gap was 2 seconds, so it would be interesting to see what happens in the next lap. Because Mako is also now in the pits, and if we remember, he was 2 seconds behind the leader. Hershey's has decided to stay out. He will have to respond probably in the next lap. So we have top 5 guys, yes, in the pits, except for Hershey's, who is staying out for this lap. So the Ferrari seems to be doing better on fuel, as our race director mentioned. So Mako is in. We see 31 seconds lost. How many seconds? Maybe I'm guessing it's around a minute or so to refuel the car. So Dan is now in P2. He's doing an excellent job out there. Maybe he's saving good fuel. So interesting to see what happens. And as we remember, Dan is pretty good on saving fuel and tires. So let's see what happens around here. Mr. Cool is now P7 and Chartered Man is P8. Uncharted Man, if we remember, did pit last lap. So Makov is out. Let's focus on to Makov then. Panky, Mr. Cool is in front of Makov. Yes. No, probably they are going to be super close. He is exiting Rouge. Yes, and Just in front of Mako. No, I think Mako is still managing to keep it within P3. So P4, Mr. Cool still chasing P3 now. Mako. Dan is in P2. Homelander is P5. P6 is Bundy. P7 Vishal, and Uncharted Man is in P8. So I guess let's see what happens if Hershey's will respond. We see the conditions, it's pretty dark out there now. This looks absolutely fabulous. This looks really difficult now, guys, because with the visibility and the rain, I can imagine it must be hard work for all the racers out there. Meanwhile, let me see if we can get Monk into the chat. Let's see if we can make Monk join for a chat to get his view on the race. I guess he had a disconnect that was unfortunate, but yes, and getting back to the race now. So Hershey's is P1, and we see him staying out again. Interesting. So he's trying to maximize on those fuel and those set of tires. Dan is also in P2. Let's see the gap between Mako and Dan. Is the gap coming down then? It's 33 seconds, and I guess, yeah, we could see her steadily closing the gap. So Mako is trying to grab onto that P2 again. Let's jump through the guys, through the order, guys. So let's see what is happening on the track. So P5 Bundy is still there. P6 Homelander is still chasing him. So did we have a swap around? Because I guess Homelander was in front of Bundy, and I think there was some action, and now we see Homelander in P5. Mr. Cool has now dropped into the pits. Vishal is moved to P6. And then Uncharted Man over there will grab onto that P7 now. So, okay, the order is remaining it's settled out here. Can we see where is Mr. Guts, but no Brain? Because I believe he was also in this battle. Did he have an incident somewhere? Let's go through the order once again, Race Director. Let's check what is there in the back of the grid. So P8 is Guts, but no Brain. And P9, Banky, can we just go through the order now? Let's go to positions P9, 10, 11, and 14. So Dominic is in P9. Yes, he's closely following P8 over there. Then we have Cohen Velos. Gorbit is in P12 and P13. Mr. Cool is just exiting the track with A in P14 right now, and I think Mr. Cool will be in front of Mr. A over here. So okay, now perfect. The gap is now coming down between Hershey. Hershey is still staying off. He is still not entering the pits. Lap 17. We have 10 more laps to go of the stint. So Guts but no Brain has still the fastest lap time over there. And what happens with the fastest lap, the Venki? Like, are there any points for the fastest lap? Should the guys, try
We
to?
don't have any points for the fastest lap because, like in endurance, like your stint time matters more than everything. So as you can see, like what Hershey is doing now is trying to maximize his stint, and that has more value. So we are not giving any points for like fastest lap because that sets a different precedence to it.
Interesting. So Dan is now jumped into the pits. The Ferrari has installed CNG. That's really funny.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
it
managed
seems
to
like
get
it.
3 laps more fuel out of the car than everyone else.
Yeah. You see now Dan jumping into the pits also. It seems like a pretty good race for Ferrari this time.
Except for Monk saying that's the most sad bit for them.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. But yeah, we do understand that this has happened, and we have seen it in some of the other leagues before. Cannot help it, unfortunately, guys. But yeah,
So I'll just give you a
let's.
pointer. So the pit time is roughly like 59 seconds to 1 minute 1 second,
Mhm.
and the gap to Hershey and Markov right now is 1 minute 2 seconds. So when Hershey pits, it might be real close between both them.
True. Interesting. Yeah. So when do we see the pit coming from Hershey? But do we know what are the conditions for the race so far? Right now, it's rains. Do we see someone jumping into the inters, or are we expecting a heavy rain for the rest of the race?
There might be a potential for the rain to reduce after this, and it can get into like intermediate territories, but we'll have to wait and see, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, who
And we
knows? There
see.
might be a chance here for slick because there's no rain predicted in the coming hours. So who knows? They might even get a chance to jump on the slick and make some time up.
That could be interesting. Maybe we see Hershey stay out a bit more longer over there and then jump onto Inters because okay, he's now into the pits with one field remaining, 1 unit of field remaining, and we see a battle between Bundy and the Porsche Homelander. Uh, yes, these guys are really pushing it for that P3. This is really amazing battle. So we could see a move coming up over here, and it seems like the track has improved. Did it stop raining out there? I think it stopped raining. Yes, the track looks really pretty right now. So Vishal is also closing on to this battle. So we could see him also participating here soon. He's 2.6 seconds. The gap is reducing slowly and steadily. Yeah, 1.1 second. So
Yeah, it's
let's
gonna
stick
be
on to
tight.
Macro for a while. Yeah. So he's just starting the pit now, 235.
Oh, he did leave it
So
early
Hershey,
without fueling fully, though. So
yeah, that is interesting.
gonna be tight.
But let's still stick on to Makov. Let's still stick on to Makov. Let's see where the gap, what the gap turns out to be. Making onto a Rouge, then Rathion, and the gap is at 17. Let it stabilize. I think it should be about 5 seconds, the gap. Oh, and he gets a penalty for that exit over there. But the gap is about 4 to, yeah, it's still reducing, but I guess 4 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think
I
Hershey
think,
managed to like exit the pit by refueling less to stay ahead. Because I feel like
yeah,
if he
yeah,
had fuel fully, Mako might have been in the lead by now.
yeah, the undercut was strong over there, yeah, true. But then it is really working out well for Ferrari then. They did not have to refuel, and there's some more action. Oh, bit of contact. Still, these guys are keeping it clean. And do we see a move? Do we see a move? Let's stick on to this battle. This is fun. This is really exciting, guys. Night plus rain plus fog, beautiful. Absolutely right over there. Because these conditions are looking really amazing and it's really difficult for preps. So Vishal is also closing on to this battle. The gap, if you can see, it's 1.7 seconds now. P3, P4 still locked in for that battle. And we could see maybe Makro chasing Hershey soon. A lot of action happening in this last few laps now of Stint 1. And as these guys are fighting it out, that helps the racer behind. So Vishal is making good time from this battle. So he's still 1.7, 1.6. He's still chasing them. And Homelander goes slightly wide. That is a really dangerous place to be because one wrong move and he will spin the car around super quickly. So he lost some time over there. The gap has increased to 0.8 seconds. Good racing out there, guys. And let's see what happens in the next few turns. Um, let's jump around then. Let's see a bit more gaps. What is happening across? There was a lockup, and Bundy did make a slight mistake. So we could see a move coming up now on the Connect Camel Straight. So let's see. This is really exciting, guys. 0.3 seconds. He was faster this lap around. Make a good exit around here. Jump onto the second gear and full throttle. So let's see. Through the Arouge we go and on to the Radion. But he lost some time over there, 0.4 seconds. Will we see a move? 0.2 seconds. That's really close. And you see Vishal is now in this battle. So is there a move? And that was a beautiful move. And Homelander is now in P3. Bundy is in P4. And we have even a faster sector for him. So that was a really fast lap so far. And Vishal is also closing onto this battle. So we see that the rain has stopped. Yeah, the conditions are improving, and some of these guys are now struggling, and the other guys are making good time out of it. This looks like an Inter territory to me. What do you think, Venki? Is it the right time for Inters now on the next?
Yeah, there's a high possibility
like...
for Inters right now, and we can probably see it in action. I think maybe we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I really am tempted to see the tires for each driver, but I don't want to leak some information to the teams.
True. Yeah, we see. Let's see. Let's keep the viewers excited. Okay, Inch is cooking, so let's just head on to what is happening at the back of the
we have
grid
Bundy,
now.
I think, almost up.
Oh, yeah. He did make a mistake. He lost a position right over there to Vishal. Is he struggling with tyre wear? He now lost a position to Enchanted Man. He's now in P6. So we see Bundy and Dan. The gap is 4 seconds. He went slightly wide over there. It's a long race and you need to focus and concentrate, yes, but there's now a battle between P5 and P6. Someone has a penalty over there. I think it was Homelander. He has a 0.5 second penalty. So we could see some action between these guys, Vishal and
getting into the pits again. I think he might have some damage, or is he changing tires?
Yeah, the gap is 11 seconds, so I do not think it changed a lot. This is interesting, guys, because Bundy was already on Inters, so some of these guys were racing Inters on in that heavy rain. So this is interesting. But guys, I'm quite excited to understand what is the pit strategy you think? Do you think it was a one pit race, or do you think it's a two pit strategy which will work well over here?
There is a variety of chances, like there is a possibility someone can go on the slicks if the conditions do improve. So ideally it's a two-stopper. I saw someone just go on the mediums just now.
Wow, that is brave. That is really brave, because the conditions still look a bit dangerous, and in these conditions, one wrong move of the racing line and you will be spinning that car around all the time. So Mr. Cool is in P12. We see Dan in P11 in the pits exiting now. Then we see the dry line.
Yeah, we can see it forming.
Yeah, so the BMW has just jumped into the pits. Hershey's and Homelander the penalty. Enchanted Man is following closely, so Enchanted Man will make up to a P2 position probably. Can we see where the other guys are? Vishal is just behind Enchanted Man.
Yeah, so we have Porsche P2, P3 right now, and followed by Lambo.
Yeah, that is amazing. So Mako has dropped to P7. I'm wondering if he jumped onto the medium, so someone, but that was really brave to jump into the mediums right now. There's still a lot of water besides the racing line. Guts but no brain. He has a 0.5 seconds penalty, so we'll see that position change soon. Bundy is in P8, so is he trying to make an undercut on the Homelander? Let's see. So Hershey's is now responding. I'm quite impressed. interested to see what tires he go on to. Guts, but no brain. He will be serving his penalty soon there, and Mako is already making the move. So he's in P6. Bundy is following him in P8. So top four guys, everyone is into the pits now. So this is going to be exciting now. Hershey's is now responding to the tire change from Mako. We could see some action at the end of this lap. He just changed on to a different set of tires, which we will find out soon. Mako is just starting the lap. Will he be able to reduce the gap? So Hershey is already out. And we did miss the tires over there. I really was not able to see. Where is Mako? Is he crossing? Okay, Mako is far behind. So Homelander is right now making his way through Arush and Radion into the chemistry. So Bundy is in P3. Someone went on to softs. I did see something in red over there.
And
Was it
as you can see,
Enchanted
the
Man
pit
or
exit
something
is
there?
a sketchy one. It's not easy when there's someone in
Yeah,
front. And we have three cars fighting for the racing line now.
this is really brave. I mean, 7 laps, the soft should survive, I guess. The TX were, but there's still a bit of water, so it could be still risky for the guys who are now in slicks. But let's see. Mako, the gap is still maintained to 11 seconds between these two guys. Bundy has made up. He is now in P3, so the undercut. Oh, that is what happens when you mix slicks with wet weather.
Yeah, that's a sketchy one over there. I think he might have some damages from the contact with the wall.
Yeah. Oh, and that was a bit of a February join. No, I guess it was fine, but yeah, Dan was really close, and he goes wide again. Yeah, that was a bit of a disaster over there, but let's hope he can make up some places and or he's able to stick onto the track. P5 Vishal is in a good position, and Chartered Man has a penalty. Homelander is now back in P3. Soft whistle died too early. Yes, that's what I feel, but maybe the conditions and low fuel, maybe let's say they survive. Enchanted Man making a move, Inch making a move on Homelander again. He will be serving his penalty, so not in this lap. Nope. Did he just say? Did he just say 67? I'm not sure what you're referring to. But I guess the tires would maybe last like 6 to 7 laps, I imagine. So Vishal, Inch, and Homelander are now battling. Hit for P3. This is your time, guys. You now have the dry line. You should go for it. Let's go racing. So let's jump through all of them again. Then, Venki, let's see what is the gap between Hershey's and Mako. I'm quite interested to see this. So it is still at 11 seconds. We do not see a lot of change over there. Mr. Cool is jumping into the pits. Mako and Homelander, they are also 11 seconds. P3, P4, P5, they are locked in for a battle. 1 second, 2 seconds between these guys. Dan has moved to P6. Brilliant racing. So Ferrari is
Yeah,
doing well.
that was a great
Dominic,
strategy from them to like bring up the Ferrari. They started almost like P13, 14, I think, and he's all the way up to P6 now.
yeah. So Dominic is in P7. Guts, but no brain is P8. Okay, so Bundy is now into the pits. I guess. Oh, that was really messy. Exit over there through a rouge, but he still manages to keep the car on track. So Bundy is now in the pits.
I think it's
He
to fix
probably
some
sustained some
damages.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has cost him really bad. So he's now in P12, and I think he will be charmed. So P13 maybe. We see the times coming down. Mako has set the fastest lap, 2:23. Hershey's is doing also 2:33. So we see the times coming down now. 5 more laps to go for this stint. So we are going to see uh, so 11 seconds, and he's also approaching the P14 position. I guess it was Mr. A. So we will see some, yeah. So P14 he will be served a blue flag soon, and then Hershey's will make his way. Will have to make his way off the racing line to overtake him. So the track seems to be improving a lot now. We see the times coming down to 22. How many laps do you expect the soft tires to go there than Banky with 3x wear? Do you think we could survive the race, or would medium be a safer choice?
Medium might be a safer choice if you're going to be pushing all through, like say Macau. I mean, see, even he's lost a bit of time. So it is a difference between like having a really worn out tire towards the end of the race or having a safer option.
Mm-hmm. We did see an yellow flag out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
briefly. Someone I think went off track. The gap between Mako and Hershey's has increased. Maybe it was for Mako.
No, I think
Homelander
it's
is now
the blue
17.
flag car that's in the way. So
Ah, okay. I did miss that. Okay. Interesting. So P2 and so okay, P14 has already been lapped. We have Homelander now chasing Mako, and Chartered Man is also chasing that P3. Vishal is in P5. The gap between them is zero point 0.7, around a second. The gap is decreasing. So let's see what is happening here. Do we see Enchanted Man making a move? Come on, guys, let's go racing. You have to get onto that P3. You have 5 more laps to go. We see purple sectors all around. That is really risky. This is what happens when you are on slicks and you go slightly off track onto the wet part of the track and you lose the car. It's so easy to lose the car, but Vishal did a good job out there. Still on the track, still keeping it clean. The gap is 1 second between him and Uncharted Man. So we see another yellow flag. Maybe it was for, yeah, P14, Mr. A over there. So the race is now quite stable, I guess. The gap between these guys is around 1 second. Let's see if there's any action happening around. Let's go to the back of the grid. So Dan is still P6, Dominic is P7 in the MG. We see King IJD, he's moved up positions and now he's in P8. For the other AMG, then Mr. Cool is in P9. Cuts but no brain is in P10. He's about 9 seconds from P9. So Cohen Bellows, he moved some places, is now P11. 6 seconds behind Guts but no brain. Bundy has dropped quite a bit. That was really unfortunate. So I guess it was a bit too early, or maybe it was the wrong line and he lost some places over there. He was chasing P3, and this Lamborghini is now in P12. Corbett, the Porsche, no, I guess it was the BMW, is now in P13, and A is now P14. He's just trying to do softs. No major incidents. The race is really good so far. So that is a really good job, guys, keeping it clean out there. Clean racing. We are now onto the final 3 laps to go. The gap is 15 seconds between the top 2 guys. Yeah, pretty good out there. Stay off the line and maybe do not interfere in the race leaders, and you will have your chance later. So Corbett is still in P13 and he is being taken now by the leaders. Where is Mr. Cool? So Mr. Cool, I believe, is in P8 now. He made up some places and he's chasing Dominic for the P7.
Whoa,
Oh, there is some incident. P13, he
that
nearly
was a
spun, but
lap
I
car,
think,
and I think he went on the red line splits.
yeah, and I
Luckily,
guess
they
he
didn't
was
hit
on the
anyone,
soft tire.
so
Yeah, that was actually lucky for everyone out there because I remember he changed onto the soft tires, and yes, maybe he went onto the wet section of the track. That was pretty rough. So, good job saving it. And we see Hershey setting the fastest time. So, Hershey and Mako, uh, they are still maintaining the gap. Gap has increased slightly. So, the Ferrari is managing really well on this track today. Homelander is now P3, 4 seconds behind Mako. So, maybe we see the gap decreasing out there because if I remember right, the gap was 7 seconds or 8 seconds on this. Or maybe Mako went wide over then. It's quite stable. I think Mako should be able to get that P2. Let's see what is happening between P3 and P4. So the last few laps, 2 to 3 laps to go now. Let's head on to P3 and P4. Let's stick on to this battle then, guys, for the next 2 laps. Do we see a move? Let's see what is happening between Homelander and Inch. Do we see a move happening? Because gap is still between a second and they have 2 laps to go.
yeah, and we've crossed the 1 hour mark. So I think in the next 2 laps, they'll all be focused. Oh my god, Homeland has
Oh
crashed.
my god, and Homelander spun.
Oh my god.
This is why it is super tricky.
Yeah,
And he probably has damage.
yeah, probably
And
has
now he
that.
has to jump back to the pits. Yeah, that was a disaster at the end of the lap, at the end of the race.
He still has a decent buffer to Dan. Hopefully, it's not enough damage to cost him the lap times. Because they will be starting to hand over their car to their following drivers for the next stint in another 2 laps. And
So the
yeah,
lobby is up then? The
yeah,
Stint 2 lobby
the
is up?
following lobby is up. So whoever's up for stint 2 should be joining in soon. And whoever's like watching the YouTube stream, and if you're going to be racing in the next stint, please join the next lobby and be ready. So we'll be giving them the stint gaps. So Vedu, I might have to leave you for a bit because I need to do the calculations for the spin, like pit timers.
Perfect. Thank you. Perfect.
But I mean,
Yes.
like we do have some time. So the next race, next stint should ideally start by say 2:15 ish. I'm guessing. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this looks to be stable. The next stint should be up soon, and then I believe all the guys must be already in the lobbies.
Yeah.
All the best, guys, for the stint 2. You see the conditions out there. What are the conditions we expecting for stint 2 then? Will it be
Stint
also
2,
wet,
I'm
or will we
guessing
see
it's
the
gonna
track?
be like the same. It's gonna follow into the night, like midnight. Say now it's I'm guessing evening, twilightish. So it's gonna be following from here all the way up until probably like early morning. I'm guessing because it's a
Okay.
little difficult to judge based on the time variations. But they are expecting an overall dry race. I think it might be a completely slick territory, and maybe with the spots of rain, I did see some drizzle here and there. Oh, Mako crashed.
Yeah, Marco crashed and he dropped to
Oh, it's
P3
gonna
now.
start raining again. It just started raining.
Oh my god, this is really crazy. Now easy rain and everyone is on
Oh,
soft
it's a bit
tires.
of drizzle and it's
And
got out Mako.
and
He's
he must
lost
have
about 20
got some
seconds to
damage.
William.
Oh, that is terrible. Will he jump to the pits then, or is he staying out?
I think it's
Because
better
I
for
see
him to stay out. Yeah, he's chosen to stay out.
Homelander is also catching him now.
Yeah,
That
staying
rain
out is
came
a
out of
very ideal
nowhere.
situation right now for him.
Hmm. But that rain came out of nowhere. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like a dry rain, and suddenly you have rain that was pretty
I
heavy.
think there was just a cloud passing by in that bit of blanchiment and it took out Macau from P2 to all the way to
Oh,
P4.
that was unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. For final lap, Mako is now still in P4. Vishal is in P3. Ench is in P2. So this really worked out well for the guys
Yeah, so we do
in
have
P3.
like four different manufacturers in the top four as of Stint and one end. So we'll see how
This
it
is amazing.
changes. That is actually like interesting because like it does seem pretty even out.
Yeah, this is amazing. Dan is in P6, so he's pretty safe. So last lap, guys, we did see some incidents now in this last couple of laps. Hopefully there are none anymore. Keep it clean. Last lap,
No, Guts No
and
Brain
we have
also
another
has
one.
got out. Hopefully it's
Oh, that's a really
yeah.
tricky one.
Luckily there's no one
He
near
lost
him
quite
right
some
now.
time, and we could see him losing that place to P12 maybe. Yeah, that rain
Did catch
practically
out
works
few
everywhere.
drivers for sure. I mean, even now we'll have to watch out for the end of the lap. Maybe a wet patch might catch someone else out as well. Hershey
Yeah,
is safe.
Hershey's is
Yeah, I
just
think Hershey is safe for
on to the
P1.
final stretch.
So, Vedu, I'm going to leave you, boy, buddy.
Yeah, Venki, all the best for the next race as well.
Yeah, so
So
I
Hershey's
think
is
we'll have to
now.
do like so. This stream will end, and we'll start another stream. So Akash will be the race director for it, and you can remain in the party. I think so. We'll just switch over the lobbies alone, and that's a great job
Yeah,
from Hershey. I think in P1.
yeah, that was brilliant. That was clean racing. He started the race and he finished at P1 without any incidents. Enchanted Man P2, Vishal in P3. Now McCove is P4 after that crash on the last penultimate lap. Homelander is P5. He's 9 seconds. He's still about to cross the finish line. He's now P5. Yes. Dan, absolute brilliant finish. P6 over there. Good strategy, guys. Dominic and Mr. Cool, they are still about to finish. We see Govan Bellows also in P9. Guts, but no brain. I guess he dropped now after that incident on the second last lap. So we'll see him also cross the finish line soon. So Bundy is in P11. He was racing really brilliantly, but unfortunate incident cost him the race. He is now in P10, and King IGD just had a moment there. He dropped a position, and Guts but no brain also had an incident, so they also dropped two positions. So Gorbit and A they were a lap down, and they finished P13 and P14 respectively. Brilliant racing out there, guys. This was really fun to watch. It was really fun to. There's still some racing going around. There was some contact, so we did not finish the race yet. Bundy has dropped two more positions. Guts, but no brain is now in P11, and Bundy has dropped a position over there to P12. Maybe there was some contact or some damage out there, or did he just run out of fuel? So, I guess everyone has now finished the race. Thank you all for joining, and we will have our next stint coming up soon. So, then see you in the next stint. So for the results, we have Ashish in P1, Inch in P2, and Vishal in P3, Makov in P4, Homelander P5, Dan P6, Dominic P7, Mr. Cool P8, and then for the they were driving pretty smoothly. Yes. P9 we have Govan Velos, King IGT P10, Guts but no brain 11, Bundy dropped to 12th, Gobbit P13, Mr. A in P14, and then we have the Wildest Monk. Unfortunately, he had a disconnect. So yeah, that was the race. Hope you enjoyed it, and let's catch up onto the next stint. Let's see what happens to the results. Venky, you can close the stream. I think it's still off.